Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Liz. Today we're going to be talking about Wix's logo maker. So I've been wanting to start kind of a side project for a while. That's kind of why I learned how to code. That's why I built my website, and then so on and so forth. So we are at the first stage, and that is picking a name. So if you are interested in, kind of running your business from scratch and kind of like starting up an LLC and kind of going through basically building a business from scratch, subscribe here below, and I'm going to be going through a ton of steps, and I'm just kind of winging it because there's so many times where I'm like, I don't want to do something because I'm like so worried I want to do it the right way. And now that I've been experimenting a lot, I just am going to go for what I feel is right and then go on this path and record it because I think it'll be kind of interesting to see the journey. So today we are on stage one, and that is making a logo. So I've used this logo maker before when I was playing around with like a logo for my channel. I still haven't done that yet. I don't really care so much about that. But I have this idea of a business I want to make. And so what I did is I made a name generator. You can basically go into Google and type in like name generator and generate some ideas. But I want to call mine the Cost Lab. So here I'm at Wix's logo maker. I think it's one of the best logo makers ever. So you start now, and then it will have you sign in. And so here are the logos that I've played around with, which are kind of fun. But you basically sign in and then create a new logo, and you can type in like here, create a logo yourself, create logo, and you basically type in the name of your brand or whatever. So let's say the Cost Lab, right? If you want a tagline, I don't. Mine is engineering, construction. Let's go ahead. Oh, I put an engineering lab, whatever. Don't really care. I want it to be kind of playful, fun, creative, and modern, maybe fresh. Next. Then they have you kind of pick between them. I like this one better. Web consulting. That's kind of cool. I like that one. I don't like that. I like this. I don't really like, I'll go with this one. I like that one, I guess, better. Say what you want it for, so I'm gonna pick these three. And you go through a little test, and it will literally generate a bunch of logos that you can kind of play around with. And here's the deal, I don't want to spend too much time on the logo. Like, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter necessarily because you can always rebrand, but I want something that looks good. So, like, good enough. I'm referencing Paradox of Choice here. I will link it below, but I'm not trying to maximize, I'm trying to satisfy. So that basically means that you're not trying to go above and beyond on like, you don't want to generate like 1,000 logos and dig through a bunch. I only want to spend a couple hours on this exercise because at the end of the day, I want something that looks professional, but not too crazy. Oh, that's actually really cool. Like, I like that with the pen and pencil. I might steal that icon, but you can see all these options, which I kind of like a lot. And then you can also press load more, and they'll just load a ton. So the one that I ended up settling on, I have it on a different one, but I kind of want to play around with, I really like this icon. But anyway, this is the one that I'm going for because it's got the hard hat and it's got the gear. It's playful. You clearly tell it's construction, engineering. It's called the Cost Lab. It's got nice lettering. It's got a nice line in between. But now I'm starting to have second thoughts because this icon's very cool. And I'm doing teaching, but it doesn't have the hard hat, and it's not super clear from far away that that's a pencil going through. Anyway, I'm going to take a picture of that and then decide what to do with it later if I want to change. That's the problem. I shouldn't have even freaking looked. Let's see. I want to know this icon. Manage icons, here we go. Take a picture of that. Okay, I come back to that. I think I like mine better. So anyway, here is what I came up with. It literally was like one of the first options on my thing, and then I changed the logo because I wanted a hard hat and a gear and something along those lines because I'm doing a construction and cost. So it's like semiconductor construction cost. There's a lot to it, but basically it's like teaching, cost management, construction, semiconductor industry. Like I'm gonna have a website, it's gonna be cool. So now that we have this all figured out, you can kind of play around with it, and you can click here and then change the icon if you want. So you can press change icon and then kind of browse and like type in what you want to look at. For now, I really like this logo. So now that we're done here, you can try another design. This one's very cool, but I want to talk to a few of my friends before I choose that one, because I feel like that one's almost kind of distracting to the eye, where this one's very nice and clean. So let's go ahead and press next. You also want to think about, how does this want to look on your website? So I have a website ready. I want to link to an external website, right? I don't want to associate it with me necessarily, like part of my It's Just Liz website. So I'm going to link it to a different website. So when you're making the logo, you want to check Google domains and make sure that your name is actually available when you build your website. So here we press next. Once you're done creating the logo, this is the fun part, where I feel like there's not enough space there, but we can deal with that later. Then it shows you what your website could look like, some options, you know, services, book now, whatever, basic website, you know, coming soon, whatever. That's kind of cool. I just need the logo, so I just need the logo. But now that I saw that it's kind of a big line, I kind of want to pull the spacing a bit, so you can kind of go back and forth. But so I'm just gonna like slowly fix this so that way there's a little bit more spacing, and I don't know if I need the line that big, you know what I'm saying? So I might play around with it some more, but you press next, and then you can basically order up t-shirts. You can buy the logo, and then it downloads like a white version, black and white with the color, you know, all that jazz. So it's kind of cool. And this is the best way to like basically trademark your logo, for instance, and get it so that it can be a PNG you can put on your website, stuff like that. But yeah, this is how I would generate the logo for a company. So I just get excited about this stuff and I want to share it. So totally check this out when you are building your company or your website. Definitely recommend Wix for sure. So I'm playing around with it some more, and then I'm going to buy the domain, or not the domain, the logo, which I think it's like 20 bucks. Don't quote me on that. But you'll just press next and follow the instructions here. But I hope that helps you guys in your journey to kind of start your own business and play around with it. Like you can see, I have a lot of logos that I bought that I don't use because I just think they're cool. So there's nothing crazy to it. But anyway, hope this helps you guys, and comment below if you used it or if there's a better logo maker out there. But for now, this is good enough.